dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. The order of the day is e-business, e-banking, e-governance, and wherever you go there is e. In the banking, you find there has been a miraculous change. The banking has undergone a great change. Great revolution has taken place. Now, there is no need for anyone to go to the bank for transaction, for doing any transaction. There is virtual banking. This has gone. It has been started with only the elite, for the elite few. Those who can able to afford to go to reach the banking. It was never dreamt of that this sort of a e-business, e-banking will reach the rural masses. Now, why this has gone to rural areas? In India, 50%, more than 50% of the population has not had any access to the banking transactions. So, the birth of financial inclusion is the main reason for the birth of financial inclusion is financial exclusion. People have been excluded. People could not able to reach banking. They could not able to do banking. They could not able to access, mainly because of their poverty, mainly because of their inaccessibility. So this has given thought. It was given thought for towards this to go for financial inclusion. It was, in fact, in 2000, the idea of financial inclusion was started in India. There was a committee called Khan Committee. It was in 2004 they started, and it was Dr. K.C. Chakrabarti, the then Indian Bank Chairman and the presently Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of India, who has first started the pilot project for the financial inclusion village in a place called Mangalam in Pondicherry. That was the beginning of financial inclusion. So this financial inclusion, why financial inclusion? There were so many banking. Government of India has nationalized 28 banks as on date. Nationalization has taken place more than 40 years back. But we find the very purpose of nationalization was to go and serve across everyone without any disparity. Unfortunately, despite 28 public sector banks, nationalized banks, we could not achieve this goal of reaching the masses. So there came several schemes like IRDP, like self-help group, all these things have been introduced. Finally, there came an aggressive way of accessing people. Accessing rural masses was started. Initially, the financial inclusion was not possible to reach, mainly because of lack of technology, lack of reachability and coverage, and lack of viable delivery mechanism. Thereafter, a good business model was not there. These are all the factors because of which the financial inclusion could not be successfully implemented. Banks have been compelled to go for core banking solutions. All the banks are now under core banking platform, wherein a customer of one branch can carry out this transaction anywhere across the country, not only within the country, even outside the country. To such an extent, the core banking has brought in revolution, and this is one area, this is one aspect of which that was utilized for activating the financial inclusion process. Financial inclusion has taken really brought in major revolution in the rural areas. extreme inaccessible areas it has been spread across now. And the concept of the aggressive implementation of financial inclusion, in fact, has given birth to the recently introduced concept of ultra small branches. There is no need for a bank to go and open a branch in a place. In fact, banks were hesitant to go to extreme rural places, extreme remote places for opening of branches as due to the viability. As these places viability may not be there, they were not going ahead. In fact, the ultra small branch, the concept of ultra small branch under the financial inclusion is that there is no need for opening a branch. Brick and mortar branch need not be opened there. Instead, there will be a skeleton-like thing, a business correspondent through the ICT model. A business correspondent used to be deployed for setting up a small place wherein he will carry out the transactions of the rural masses there. And an officer from the nearby link branch will go and see that these transactions are carried out properly, or they will oversee the transactions. So this has enabled, it has in fact reduced the cost of the transactions, and accessibility has also improved. Similarly, there are many other, the ICT model, one is business correspondent, another one is satellite branches like mobile banking, kiosk model. All these things have really enabled the banks to go deep into the rural areas and accessible areas to implement the financial inclusion. In fact, financial inclusion was the main focus of the financial inclusion is to target on 4 or 5 products like savings products, savings bank accounts. Then comes loan products, then remittances products, wherein the rural masses can able to remit the money, or the government of the respective state government or central government can able to remit their subsidy amount through the system, so that there is no intervention of any intermediary, and the amount will go directly to the credit of the customer's accounts. And then comes the marketing, mobilization of insurance and mutual fund products. So these are all the major products that these are all sold through this financial inclusion model. So this financial inclusion has got very huge. The poor, in fact, poor is the one, poorer people are the segment of people who have been so far left behind. In fact, there is a very huge business opportunities, business scope, wherein if it has to be further, if we go to further deep into this financial inclusion and start implementing various schemes and various effective ways of marketing the products, there is every opportunity for everybody to sell their products and to make our country a richer one than anybody else. Thank you.